Brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. All new 2018 Kona by Hyundai, available at Cars Plus. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Crystal Paco has the details from closing arguments in a rape trial being held in the Superior Court. Nick Delgado reporting on a multi-agency investigation underway after a boat runs into the reef in Agat. And a popular Tumon restaurant has been shut down by public health.
Hafide and welcome to Prime Time. Guilty or not guilty, jurors will soon head into deliberations. At stake, the fate of accused rapist Austin Barcenas. The alleged incident occurred 6 years ago when the victim was sleeping over at Barcenas' home. Though she wouldn't be able to identify her perpetrator, Barcenas' DNA places him at the scene of the crime. Crystal Paco has more from closing arguments.
If it walks like a duck, and if it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. If it sounds like criminal sexual conduct, and it looks like criminal sexual conduct, and it smells like criminal sexual conduct, it's criminal sexual conduct.
Prosecutor Sean Brown made his final appeal to jurors to convict Austin Barcenas of rape.
The defendant's DNA was found in the underwear of the rape victim. Okay? Nobody else's DNA was recovered there.
Or was it? Defense attorney Rocky Kingery in his closing arguments challenged prosecution's theory that Barcenas had drugged the 14-year-old's ice cream, then raped her in her sleep. Kingery reminded jurors they never heard from the GPD criminalist who did the testing.
Ladies and gentlemen, jury, I'm not sure there's ever semen in this whole case. You know, we didn't have a person testify to actually how they did it and why they did not actually look underneath the microscope.
Even if his DNA was found on the victim's underwear, Kingery reminded jurors that DNA transfer is possible.
When we start talking about mere presence, you have a big problem. The defendant lives here. They are, according to him, they are a family. And it seems that they do a lot of things together.
The victim, who is 20 years old today, testified earlier in trial. She told jurors she woke up in pain and bleeding, prompting her to run home next door. A trip to the hospital and Healing Hearts Crisis Center concluded she had been raped. Also on Tuesday, prosecution alleged Barcenas' immediate family members lied during their testimony, which is why they had conflicting recollections of that night. We should note Barcenas made several phone calls home after his arrest. Some of those conversations were played back in court. The defendant can be heard asking family to talk to her, implying the victim. The victim in her testimony also noted the defendant's sister reached out to her and asked her to drop the case.
What are they hiding? Who are they trying to protect? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the reason why I want to talk about this is because those witnesses know something. They know something, and that's why they're doing everything in their power to protect the defendant and say whatever they need to say to help him. They know what happened that night.
Jurors will now head into deliberations. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Trial is set to begin this month for former Guam Police Department Colonel Mark Charfris. Charfris was demoted, then fired from the force after an incident in Agat that happened in December of 2016. You may remember Charfris was seen on police body camera footage yelling at junior officers who were responding to a report of fireworks at a home in the village. He is facing 3 misdemeanor charges for official misconduct and obstructing governmental functions. Defense attorney Randy Cunliffe says jury selection and trial is set to begin on the 19th at 9:30 a.m. before Judge Maria sends on. Bogus bucks are going around. KUAM confirms counterfeit money is circulating and hitting local stores in the process. Tamogi Beach store in Maritzo is one of them. Cashier Dot Cruz says they've experienced 2 incidents involving counterfeit cash. She says in late January, a young man from the village used a fake $100 bill when making a purchase. She says that the man told her he received the bill from the bank. At the time, Cruz didn't notice it wasn't real and gave him his change. It was later discovered by her daughter and the owner of the store that the bill was indeed a fake. The next morning, another individual attempted to use a fake bill at the store. The incidents were reported to GPD and the bills were taken for investigation. Police were also recently called to similar incidents of customers using counterfeit money at Q Mart in Talafofo and Leah's Canteen in Tamuning. We first brought you the incredible video on social media, a frightening experience for one group after the boat they were on ran aground just off the Agat Marina late Monday. A multi-agency investigation is underway to find out how it occurred. But as Nick Delgado reports, one eyewitness stepped in to assist first responders. He also got the incident all on camera.
This boat tips on its side after hitting the reef off Agat. It happened just after 5 o'clock Monday night.
I was just heading to the sunset and I had watched the sailboat come in. I've sailed before, so I was interested in what, a sailboat, and all of a sudden it made a funny movement and I could clearly see something was wrong. Within a few minutes I saw that it was in the surf, which is never good. And then the boat had started to list over to one side, and so clearly it was aground.
Dr. Michael Orr was kayaking, his GoPro camera already recording and capturing the moment as he paddled over to help.
You have life jacket?
Orr on his own assisting GFD rescue units.
There's 4 people aboard, they're all off, and they said there was only 1 life jacket aboard.
The rescue team handing him life jackets to help get the group out of the water safely.
Okay, put life jackets on, all of you, everyone, put on. And then go this way towards the channel. They come pick you up now.
The 4 miraculously unharmed.
You, grab a hold. Hang on back there.
What was going through your mind the entire time?
Just making sure everybody was safe. I could tell it wasn't really life-threatening as long as the boat didn't tip over. It didn't seem like it was going to do that, but there was a lot of fairly okay-sized waves coming in. So just getting people off the boat, making sure they're safe, and then letting the fire department deal with the situation.
Guam police Tuesday morning interviewed the boat's captain. He declined to speak with us, but he told authorities that he just didn't see the reef. And Guam EPA and the Coast Guard is investigating. They want to be sure that this accident poses no environmental threats. The captain now has to find someone who can safely remove the boat off the reef. Meantime, Orr leaves this message for those that were aboard the boat.
My heart goes out to the sailors. It's kind of heartbreaking to see that that vessel has gone aground and that gentleman's dreams are probably going to, be lost.
A possible dream gone, but a life saved by all who responded. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Nick Delgado.
You can watch Dr. Orr's video of the rescue on our Facebook page. Stay tuned. We're back with more news after this.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Leave no room for doubts this Valentine's Day by heading to IT&E. For February only, get your boo the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 for just $59. And for the Apple lovers, get the 10 for just $199 on the 40 gig 4G LTE data plan. Or 2 S8s for just $199 on a share plan. This sweetheart deal is available for a limited time only.
Cars Plus and Mighty has the trucks. And during Ram Truck Month, save up to $97.50 on new Ram trucks. Cars Plus has a great selection of 2018 Ram trucks. Plus, shop our remaining 2017 Ram 1500s. Voted Guam's best truck 2 years in a row. The Ram truck comes with a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty. And with 1.99 APR financing for qualified buyers, there's no better time to buy than now. It's Ram Truck Month, and only Cars Plus and Mighty has the trucks. Cars Plus, driven by you.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adaki Itano program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Sida Smaasi Matson.
Here in Guam, I see a lot of people do things with their families, with their friends, and I think Blue Moon also has that really nice social appeal to it. It's not a beer that you savor by yourself in your basement. It's one that you take out and you share, and you have it with food, you have it with family and friends. And to me, I think that's perfect for Guam because, again, you see those two natural pairings just come together. Yeah, to me, it makes perfect sense to put them right together.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Welcome back to Prime Time. Still more public discussion on GovGuam's looming financial crisis. This time it was the Tax Committee holding a roundtable meeting Tuesday on what to do in the wake of an estimated $48 million plunge in tax revenue this fiscal year following the Trump tax reforms. The group of government and private sector tax and financial experts debated what specific taxes to raise. Revenue and Taxation Deputy Director Marie Benito summed up what is becoming the most likely fix, a 3-year increase in the business privilege tax from 4% to 6%, which is a 50% hike.
I know that we're working out other options to present, but in the meantime, we need a quick infusion of cash. That's reality. So yes, you're right. We need to do something quickly because we are in trouble. And it is painful. Nobody wants a tax increase, but we need to increase tax.
But Public Auditor Doris Flores-Brooks and Tax Committee Chairman Senator Joe San Agustin agree. In addition to raising revenue, they also need to look at cutting costs.
That we're going to make this entire revenue shortfall simply by raising taxes and not do anything to the budget, I think is asking too much of this community.
I agree with you, Senator Brooks, that until there's meaningful reduction, we shouldn't be asking the people who want to pay more.
The group also discussed the implications of delinking from the federal tax system. The consensus was this was probably not the best time for such a move. The airport is seeking to halt a Superior Court order that voids a lucrative $15 million yearly retail concession contract with Lotte Duty Free. The motion to stay is meant to maintain the status quo, while GIAA appeals the decision to the Supreme Court. Nestor Lecanto reports.
Airport Attorney Genevieve Rapata says they were preparing for a scheduled trial in the nearly 5-year legal battle between GIAA and duty-free shoppers when they learned Friday that Judge Arthur Barcinas had instead issued summary judgment in favor of DFS.
The finding by the court was a shock to the airport. We strongly but respectfully disagree with the court's decision.
The judge ruled that the airport had violated various procurement laws when it awarded a 10-year, $150 million contract to Lotte in 2012. He's also ordered the specialty retail concession deal be rebid.
What the court absolutely did not find was that there was any sort of favoritism by the airport in favor of Lotte, or there was any conspiracy between the airport and Lotte in order to grant Lotte an advantage in any way.
She says Lotte pays the airport $15 million in annual guaranteed rent and has also kicked in millions for other terminal improvements. The airport says it's the best deal it's ever made.
This is almost double the amount that DFS was paying under its prior contracts, but triple the amount that DFS was obligated to pay under those contracts.
The airport is challenging the judge's finding that it violated various procurement laws because Rapata says it's the same process the airport has used for 20 years. She says it's a common practice by airports, and ironically, it's the same process used for 2 contracts plaintiff DFS won.
Most recently at the San Francisco airport, and then prior to the Guam airport, the LAX airport. So the request for proposal process, it's standard, it's best practices around the world. And so we're surprised when the court found that this was not the process that the airport should have used.
She says the motion to stay is to protect the airport against what they believe would be irreparable harm if, for example, Lotte would no longer pay the rent under a voided contract. She adds it could have a cascading effect on other critical airport contracts.
We certainly know that it will have significant, or may potentially have significant impact on the airport as well as the traveling public of Guam.
Rapata says ultimately they are seeking a reversal by the Supreme Court of the lower court's decision. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
A complaint of live roaches at a Tumon restaurant has forced yet another closure by public health inspectors. Health officials inspected the VIP House 2 in Tumon. Though the inspection report states there is no live roach activity, dead roaches were found in the kitchen and storage rooms. Public health inspectors gave them 58 different demerits. The findings included water leaking from pipes under the ice machine, and the grease trap was filled to the brim with solidified grease. That's just some of the violations they note posed health risks to customers. You can read the full report on our website. We brought you the story last week. Recently discovered documents were found revealing new information about Chamorro victims from World War II. With the deadline for war reparations approaching, these records may finally give families some closure. Keani Manjola reports.
In an interview with KUAM, chairman of the annual Chaguian Memorial Ceremony, John Bloss, shared with us a shocking revelation.
I discovered from their entries on the daily journal, Operation Journal, that they discovered, the Marines, the same unit, discovered 7 more bodies. And they only listed the name of the location, which is Salisbury.
These records he received from the Marine Corps Historical Division for the 21st USMC Regiment. Today, Bloss and Jigo Mayor Rudy Matanani held a press conference at the Chaguian Memorial site, releasing the documents to the media, but also to share an urgent message with the public.
The people that have spoken to John and I, and probably even our staff or people that were here during the Mass, now is the time to come up and have a serious conversation about their next of kin that they have claimed have been beheaded up here, somewhere around here in Jigo, and that could possibly be the 7 people that have been massacred at Salisbury.
These 7 men who had actually escaped from the original 52 Chamorros that were marched up to Chaguian. But it's not just residents of Jigo they're appealing to.
And I'm also appealing to the other mayors where actually all these victims are from, to please help us disseminate all this information.
In order to finally help others find out what may have happened to their relatives during the war. Retired Marine Corps Colonel Joaquin Santos is believed to be connected to one of the 7 victims.
My uncle, Gregorio Siguenza, is one of the individual that marched from Maningan to help the Japanese with their supplies up north towards Jigo. When I came to Chiguan and I looked at the names, his name is not listed, so I was wondering what happened to him.
Siguenza was only 17 at the time and had reportedly run away from the group with a few others. This information was provided in a statement by Siguenza's living sister, Dolores Leon Guerrero. Bloss and Mayor Matanani have plans to install a memorial for the additional 7 victims. Looking out to the memorial with tears in his eyes.
This is the only thing that we can do, to show our appreciation for all these heroes that were massacred for nothing.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Keani Mendiola.
You can view those documents on KUAM.com. Guam students are competing for a chance to win some big money to help their school's theater department. With the story is Carmen Terlahi.
Lights, camera, action. These theater students are ready to rise. A speech and drama class from George Washington High School just turned in their submission to NBC's Rise America, who will be awarding 50 high schools across the country with a $10,000 grant for their theater department. Chasing Calvo, Bree Thomas, and Tamili Esaroma are seniors in Mrs. Darlene Kitchichu, or Miss Q's, speech and drama at GW.
I come to school every 5, 6, 7 just to go into that class. I never miss a single day of that class.
When you go in the classroom, you can be anybody you want to be. Like, you can be the Grinch or the mayor of Whoville. Yeah.
You get into character, any character you want, really. Yeah. And that's just like the beauty of having the speech and drama class. Especially with Mrs. Q as our teacher. She's just so outgoing and comfortable with whatever we want to do or who we want to act. It's just really a blessing to have this class.
It's more than a class, but a family. So far this year, these geckos have performed The Grinch Who Stole Christmas and Frozen. Jasmine Gadula, a junior at GW, remembers the feeling she had on stage as Elsa. Though she says she's shy, With every play, she's breaking out of her shell.
You think that, oh, they're going to judge me because I'm so timid to myself. Yeah. But eventually, I'm becoming more of an open person, and I enjoy that. You know, I'm becoming a person who I really wanted to be.
With a school population of 1,700 students, the budget just doesn't cut it, and many students face socioeconomic hardships daily. Miss Q hopes that winning the grant will encourage her students to shine. Terrence Ogo, a senior, says the money will be well spent in pursuing his dreams of becoming an actor.
Of course, this $10,000 would help with costumes, equipment, lighting, microphones, everything. It just makes our class better.
I like movies. Who doesn't? But I mean, after performing all the plays and skits, it made me really consider that acting could be a potential career for me.
All the students agreed that learning the arts in the form of theater has made them better students.
I think speech and drama should be like a required class to take. It shouldn't just be an elective. I think every school should make it so you have to take speech and drama, because it's a class that makes you really find yourself.
Reporting for Guam's Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
You won't want to miss their next two productions of Beauty and the Beast and Trolls. Stay tuned, sports is next, but first, here's weather.
We know how life can be when you're young, wild and free. That's why GTA hooks it up with the best phones at the best prices to keep you living life to the fullest. Get the Motorola Moto G4 for free, an Alcatel A3 XL for only $49, or the Samsung Galaxy A8 for only $99, with a $50 per month unlimited talk and text plan, including 5 gigs of high-speed data. Visit gta.net or a store for details.
I solemnly swear
to love you,
hold you,
and keep you as my little secret,
and to hold you.
I think about you all the time.
Hold you.
Because you have that special something.
Rediscover your love for the Big Mac and its special sauce. And for a limited time, try the Mac Jr. and Grand Big Mac.
Attention Guam residents, you might receive a phone call from the Department of Public Health and Social Services asking you to participate in the Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance System Plus survey. This is a legitimate survey to collect health measurements on BMI, blood pressure, blood glucose, and cholesterol from adults 18 years and older. Data will contribute to working towards a healthier island. For more information, contact 735-7289. This message is in partnership with the CDC and Pacific Island Health Officers Association.
To me, Blue Moon pairs really well with Guam because Blue Moon is a beer that's exotically spiced. It's very unique and different than anything else out there in the marketplace. We always want to make sure that they're food friendly. You can pair them up with dishes, practically anything. Ingredients are the malts, the hops, the spices. We put them together on that canvas, and the finished work of art is our bottle of Blue Moon beer.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Today, Mariana, Guausi, Chris. It's KUAM Sports, proudly brought to you by Triple J. Uproar went down, making history. Extreme Fitness, CrossFit, head to head. Here's more. History made an uproar. Guam's first head-to-head Extreme Fitness Challenge. Hundreds packing the Sheraton to witness several divisions of CrossFit competitors going toe-to-toe for box bragging rights. CrossFit Laddystone, CrossFit Hita Unified, Chamurai, CrossFit Gulf Metgut, CrossFit Jumpstart, basically every CrossFit gym on Guam. Tough competition in all brackets, especially the female and male masters division with Rose Eddy of Unified and Dana Walker of CrossFit Gulf Metgut beating off stiff competition and winning in thrilling fashion with a savage workout in the finals. In the male and female open brackets, Brian Ramiro of Gulf Medgood and April Flores of Unified took top honors, outlasting their opponents and driving the crowd crazy in the process.
Just fun being able to express yourself, working hard every day, have something to show for it, and taking better what pays off, so especially for some of the training.
The male and female elite divisions put the best of the best head-to-head, and the elites did not disappoint as Mike James of Laddystone finished strong against Steve Sablon of Gulf Medgood.
No secret, just gotta train, honestly. There is no secret pill. Just gotta train.
It was great. I don't normally train with all the athletes from different boxes, so this is a good...
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Today, Mariana, Guausi, Chris. It's KUAM Sports, proudly brought to you by Triple J. Uproar went down, making history. Extreme fitness, CrossFit, head-to-head. Here's more. History made an uproar. Guam's first head-to-head extreme fitness challenge. Hundreds packing the Sheraton to witness several divisions of CrossFit competitors going toe-to-toe for box bragging rights. CrossFit Laddystone, CrossFit Hita, Unified, Chamurai, CrossFit Gulf Medgood, CrossFit Jumpstart, basically every CrossFit gym on Guam. Tough competition in all brackets, especially the female and male masters division, with Rose Eddy of Unified and Dana Walker of CrossFit Gulf Medgood beating off stiff competition and winning in thrilling fashion with a savage workout in the finals. In the male and female open brackets, Brian Ramiro of Gulf Medgood and April Flores of Unified took top honors, outlasting their opponents and driving the crowd crazy in the process.
Just fun being able to express yourself, working hard every day, have something to show for it, and taking better what pays off, so especially for some of the training.
The male and female elite divisions put the best of the best head-to-head, and the elites did not disappoint as Mike James of Laddystone finished strong against Steve Sablon of Gulf Medgood.
No secret, just gotta train, honestly. There is no secret pill. Just gotta train.
It was great. I don't normally train with all the athletes from different boxes, so this is a good way for us all to get together and just compete and have some fun.
It was obvious by the finals of each division the workouts were insane as athletes had to dig deep to complete the WWII. In the female elite division, Ivy Elau of Unified came out victorious against Christine Narciso of Chamurai. Elau is also a United Guam Marathon race ambassador. Sanctuary Inc.'s third annual Love Our Kids 5K Run Walk taking place Saturday, February 10th, Chamorro Village. Showtime, 5 in the morning, warm-up set for 5:30, and go time, 6 a.m. Pre-register now and get your race bibs at a cost of $8 per person, $14 per couple. Make it early Valentine's, or $25 for a family of 4. Race day fees go up to $10 per person. Registration, Hornet Sports in Tamuning from 10 to 6 p.m. or at the Sanctuary office. T-shirts given out to the first 500 runners. $300 will be given out to the middle or high school with the most pre-race registrants. For more info, call Sanctuary 475-7101. Custom Fitness back at it, hosting Cupid and Kilos, presented by 671 Barbell on February 10th at Custom Fitness. The full power mock meet consists of 3 lifts, squat, bench, and deadlift in 3 different flights set up according to weight class. 21 lifters from different gyms around the island will take part in the fundraising event to help support 671 Barbell. Each lifter will compete for a Wilks score within their weight class. The event starts at 9 in the morning. There's a $2 spectator fee. Proceeds raised from the event will help the athletes from 671 Barbell traveling to Hawaii to compete in the Hawaii Fit Expo in April. Thank you so much for watching, Marianas. This has been KUAM Sports, proudly brought to you by Triple J. Guausi Chris, hasta adios!
In doesn't matter how many records I break or how many rings I win. I know I can always be better. There are two of me. There's the person I am and the person I'm driven to be. We're in a constant chase to become the best version of myself. Infinity empowers the drive.
Say hello to the widest 4G LTE network in the Marianas. Hafaday, this is Jason. He lives on the island of Saipan. Jason wears a lot of hats in his community, and he definitely puts in the work to show for it. Some of Jason's daily roles include being a public safety officer, running NMI Crime Stoppers, training CrossFit, coaching paddling teams, even when it takes him to Guam. Gosh, just look at that view. Wherever he is, Jason can talk and share with his team and his community. Always fast, always clear. When he searches here, it's fast and clear. When he posts here, it's fast and clear. When he's live here, it's fast and clear. Just ask these kids, right guys? Everywhere fast, everywhere clear, with the widest 4G LTE network in the Marianas. Docomo Pacific, better together.
With every era comes two things: change and a Honda Accord that defines a generation. Introducing the all-new Accord, the most impressive Honda ever.
Welcome back. Let's get to your birthday shoutouts.
Happy 12th birthday to Joel William Rosario Shaw from the family. Happy birthday to Bernadine Pinata, to Ardindin. And happy birthday to Uncle Ben. May you have more birthdays to come from your oldest niece, Deborah, and the Nabatees family from Tally. And may you enjoy your special day. Mwah! We love. And finally, happy birthday to Shannon Ada.
And you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Just head on over to KUAM.com. Stay tuned. Extras next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. Health, home, and lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Off it, everybody, and welcome to KUAM News Extra. In our lineup tonight, we'll be sharing information about National School Counselors Week. Plus, we'll also hear from Norman Analista, who's launching his new men's fashion line. But first, here's Nurse Jen with Health Check.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Hafaday, I'm Nurse Jen. I love it. You love it. Everyone loves eating local outdoor barbecue ribs, steak, chicken, even pork intestines. But do you practice outdoor barbecuing safety precautions? Each year, the traditional family barbecue get-together can and has led to fires or even first, second, and third-degree burns. First tip, don't barbecue on a balcony, the porch, or near kids playing. These areas are too close to the home in the event that a fire breaks out. A minimum distance of 3 feet from the grill is the norm. Next, only set up your grill on a flat surface. This ensures the grill won't tip over. And it's important to keep your barbecue grill clean by removing any residue, grease, or fat buildup from both the grill and the tray beneath. Use caution when using charcoal starter fluid. And last tip is to wear the right clothes. It's the one event that Zori, tank tops, and shorts are acceptable. Reality is, too much clothing can easily catch fire. Accidents happen, and it's important that if you get burned while using the barbecue grill, that you know what to do. Helpful first aid tips for barbecue burns, including allow clean, cool water to run over, or even consider soaking the burned area for up to 5 minutes or longer. Using an antibiotic ointment applied to a non-stick loose gauze dressing to the burned area. Also, application of aloe vera gel or cream to soothe the skin. and taking acetaminophen or ibuprofen for pain relief. And sorry, but this party, he can't barbecue no more for the rest of the night. He gets to officially hang out with the wife and kids for the rest of the barbecue. Now, for minor burns that lead to just some redness and some blistering, put a sterile pad loosely over the burn and avoid popping those blisters. Generally, it's better to let it heal on its own. For more serious burns, which can blister extensively and affect deeper skin and muscle areas, remove jewelry and clothing around the burn, cutting the clothes if necessary. If clothing is stuck to the burned skin, do not remove it. Cover the burn loosely with a clean, dry pad and report to the emergency department immediately. If the burn is more extensive with respiratory complications, it's time to call 911. Email me your next barbecue event, and I'm there. I'm Nurse Jen reminding you, don't wreck yourself. Health check yourself.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Thanks, Jen. We'll have more news and a little extra after the break.
I'm Johnny Good, new face of Heineken Light. It has everything you want in a light beer, and it tastes great. Finally, a light beer that has it all.
Thanks for that. We'll give you a call.
I'm just gonna try something real fast.
What are you doing?
It's cold. I'm hot. It's like science.
The light beer that has it all.
Do you know your way out?
This way.
Low calories, low alcohol, and a great taste deserves a spokesperson that has it all.